Thank you very much indeed for your time. So Kemi Badenoch has said on X, it looks like the Prime Minister and Labour MPs spent the week lying to the whole country about what they knew regarding Mandelson's involvement with a convicted paedophile, Jeffrey Epstein. If Number 10 had those emails for 48 hours before acting, it means he lied at PMQs and ministers lied again about new additional information. So do you support that, Laura Trott? You're accusing, just to be very, very clear, the Prime Minister of lying to the Commons.
Well, of course she's right. I mean, look at the facts, Camilla. We know that the Number 10 and the Foreign Office had emails from Bloomberg on Tuesday. Peter Mandelson himself said on Tuesday that there were further questions to answer and further things that were going to come out. Are you seriously telling me that at that point the Prime Minister and Number 10 didn't ask what the further information that was going to come out was, didn't see any of the information that had been put to the Foreign Office? I'm not buying it, Camilla, and Kemi isn't either. And I think just more broadly, there are just such grave questions to answer about the Prime Minister's judgment right this week. It's unbelievable that the man who stood on the steps of Number 10 and said he was going to restore political integrity, look where we are now. We've had 2 senior resignations in the space of 2 weeks. We have had the outrageous situation where the Prime Minister and the Labour Party were defending this week appointing the best pal of a convicted paedophile as US ambassador. The Prime Minister's authority is just totally shot.
OK, so should he resign, Keir Starmer?
Well, I think we've got big questions that we need answered by him and his Chief of Staff. You know, what did they know and when? I think we need to see, what we're going to do first, Camilla, is use every parliamentary avenue available to us to try and get the information into the public domain for what actually happened and when, what happened in the vetting process, what information was given to the Prime Minister, what information was given to his Chief of Staff.
Well, hang on a minute.
Who overruled any concerns that were raised.
Laura Trott, you can't have a situation where the Leader of the Opposition is accusing the Prime Minister of lying to the House of Commons, misleading Parliament, which is a resignation offence, and then not call for him to resign. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, oh, Peter Mandelson told Harry Cole on Tuesday morning that there was more information to come, Downing Street has sat on it, the Prime Minister's not been honest with MPs, and then when I ask you, should he resign, start obfuscating yourself.
I don't think it's obfuscated so much as being very clear about what the process should be from this point, Camilla. And I've said very clearly that Kemi is not buying it. I'm not buying it. I don't think the British public are buying it. The next step in this is to be transparent about all the information, and then we can go from there.
But hang on a minute, let's put it a different way. If the Prime Minister has lied to the Commons, do you agree that's a resignation event?
Yes.
Therefore, I'm asking you, Laura Trott, and you've been tweeting about this today. You've tweeted the following. At least Lucy Powell has the courage to call for a change of culture in Number 10 after the PM was in an absurd position this week defending the best pal of a paedophile. Will Number 10's candidate Bridget Phillipson do the same? What you're saying is that you think Bridget Phillipson should follow Lucy Powell in calling for a change of culture in Number 10. We all know what that means. That means calling for a change of leadership. So when I ask you, should Keir Starmer resign, why isn't the answer yes? Put your money where your mouth is.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cybercriminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private internet access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
I absolutely am. I'm saying, on the basis of the information that we have right now, the Prime Minister has lied, right? But we believe in due process. We need to see exactly what has happened and what information has been given and when, because they're denying that, right? So therefore, we need to have this out in the public domain. We will use all the avenues available to us to do so. And
no, you're missing my point. Hang on,
the Prime Minister lied in this process.
I'm sorry. No, you're missing my point here. Kemi Badenoch has put on X, the Prime Minister lied to the Commons. You and I are agreeing that lying to the Commons is a resignation event. Ergo, I'm asking you, Laura Trott, should he resign?
But don't you agree that it looks like he's lied? I think everybody agrees it looks like he's lied.
It looks like he either didn't, if he did know on Tuesday what Stephen Doughty said we knew on Thursday, and he's gone in on Wednesday and said, according to the information that I have available, I follow procedure, then it's wrong because his own aides had information on Tuesday, right? But what I'm asking you is this: how can you possibly attack him for lying to the Commons, which you've made clear is a resignation event? What in earth is the point of Kemi Badenoch tweeting this? She's tweeted this because she's saying, if you've lied to the Commons, you have to resign. So I'm confused. Why isn't her Shadow Education Secretary telling me on my show, we've made this point that he's lied and he has to go? Because you're being cowardly about it.
Yep. But
just do you think he should go or not? He's the Prime Minister.
I've been exceptionally clear that if he's lied, he has to go, and it looks like he's lied.
Right, so you do think he should resign?
If he's lied, and it looks like he's lied.
If he's lied. All right, so you are calling for the Prime Minister's resignation if it's established, as Kemi Badenoch has accused him of lying. If it's been proved that he's lied, he must go. So we do have a shadow cabinet minister calling for the Prime Minister to go.
Yes.
Thank you. We've got there.
If it's been proved that he has lied, then
All right, let's move on.
I think I've been clear and you've been clear, which is...
all right, Laura Trott, thank you. We got there.
This is a terrible situation, right? This is a very terrible situation.
OK, let's move on to somebody else who may or may not have to resign, and that is the president of the Oxford Union, George Abaonye. Now, he has been glorifying the death of Charlie Kirk. He's in charge of the Oxford Union. This is an austere and historic debating society that's been home to many former prime ministers as presidents. Is it appropriate for this man to be at the helm of this august institution?
I don't think so, no.
So he must go.
I don't think you get to celebrate a political assassination. I don't think you get to celebrate a political assassination and be the head of an Oxford Union.
Should he still be a student at Oxford University, which, as you and I both know, is Oxford University is one of those universities that you have to try really, really hard to get into? Does he belong there?
I mean, I haven't seen exact details. I wouldn't go that far personally. I think he's apologised. I don't think he is an appropriate person to be head of the Oxford Union. But I think at that point, we don't need to hound this person out of their, future potential. I think we need to be able to say that if they've apologised, he said it's wrong, he really understands that what he said was absolutely abhorrent, then I think hounding him out of university is probably the wrong thing to do.
OK, so step down as the head of the Oxford Union, but not leave the university altogether. Your colleague Chris Philp, the Shadow Home Secretary, seems to be implying in his own posts on social media that this man was a DEI hire. He seems to be questioning why he was there. He didn't get very high grades. I think he got ABB. Usually you have to have a minimum of 3 A's to get into Oxford University and all the rest of it. Do you support that theory?
I think it's for Oxford to set the admission criteria. You don't know what's gone on in individuals' lives, but I think it's very clear that what he said was just awful, and that is not a sentiment that should be expressed by the leader of the Oxford Union.
Do we think that Bridget Phillipson is being honest about her impoverished childhood? She's talked about being brought up in a dilapidated council house, but at the same time, she was the daughter of an MP. She went to a very, very good Catholic-aided school in the area, and then she was put on an all-female shortlist to win her seat. Is she painting rather a different picture of her childhood to reality?
What I'm sure that she's not being honest about is why she's put forward the schools bill in the House of Commons at the moment. Because what has been very obvious in the last week is that Bridget Phillipson is putting policies forward that are damaging the education of our children because she's trying to garner union support. The outcomes of children are being sacrificed at the altar of Bridget Phillipson's ambition, and it is just not good enough. What we need from this deputy leadership race is transparency. We need transparency about what she's promising to the unions, when she's meeting them, and what will happen as a result afterwards. And I would like to see the schools bill, in terms of the academy section, completely rewritten, because it is clear that what is happening in this schools bill is in the interests of unions. It is not in the interests of children.
I'm glad you mentioned the unions. I was just flicking through the Sunday Times to find this story. Union boss, this is about the NEU's Daniel Kabidi. Give teachers a mark from home day. He thinks that teachers should be entitled to work 1 day a week from home. Do we want teachers working from home, Laura Trott?
Well,
do you think that's a good idea?
Well, Bridget Phillipson seems to be doing everything that the unions want, so expect to see that in a policy coming to you very soon. I mean, it's just completely extraordinary that we've had her now making speeches saying that that policy in the Department for Education is co-written by unions, the very unions that she's trying to garner support from now for her deputy leadership campaign. It's completely outrageous. It cannot be the case that a sitting cabinet minister is openly trying to get votes from unions and having union-driven policy in her own department. It is a total and utter outrage. And I know there is a lot of competition for outrage this week, but this really is one.
Fair enough. Although Laura, woman to woman, she did look quite good in that photo shoot, didn't she? Windswept hair.
I thought she looked great, yes. I agree,
yeah, right.
I agree. I thought she looked great.
Can we agree that if there is a wind tunnel and someone wants to photograph us in it, we'll both agree to that, Laura Trott?
100%.
All right. Well, we'll hold you to that, perhaps at a future GB News event. But thank you very much indeed for your time this morning, Shadow Education Secretary Laura Trott. Thank you.
Thank you.